Before we begin, I want to start off by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shah, Ba'ashem Kakurash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect. Today's lesson is going to be on this news article right here. So, pretty much, I was just reminiscing about my childhood, and I remember this news channel, which was called Al Extremo, which means the extreme, and I'm pretty sure you guys can judge based off the title what it was about, and it was about extreme news, they would talk about cartel beheadings, they would talk about people being stabbed, stuff that pretty much the paranormal. They would talk about stuff that the news wouldn't cover, but it was more interesting. They would talk about wars, they would talk about this violence. A lot of violent and heinous acts took that news channel covered. And me thinking about that, I started to realize that there was always violence, all right? There was always violence. And there's always violence, and really it's all judgment by the Lord, and because if you die in such a horrible way, that's judgment from the Lord. All right. And pretty much there's a lot of criminals and serial killers, and and I just wanted to take a dive into something that's a bit different, which I still want to edify, but it's a bit different. All right. I'm reading this article from the New York Times called All-American Boy on Trial, posted on December 10th, 1978. And this video is for educational purposes only. And it says, I'm just gonna read a little bit of like a little highlights of it. So it describes Ted Bundy here as 28 years old. It quotes, "There must have been some terrible mistake. He was a young man who represented the best in America, not its worst. Here was this terrific-looking man with light brown. Some say that Ted Bundy is the most prolific mass murderer in American history. Bundy claims that he is a tragic victim of a tangling web of circumstances. Hair and blue eyes, looking rather Kending squid, dressed in a beige turtleneck and dark blue blazer, a smile turning the corners on his lean all-American face, walking almost genuinely before the judge, but free of any extravagant motion that he could lead one to thinking he was a swaggering, very dangerous personality, existing beneath that casual, cool exterior." So people were pretty much questioning that this man, Ted Bundy, was not a killer. and pretty much because they described his appearance as being white, blue hair, this, that. And that also goes to show that this place is already corrupt. If they described a black man, you know, with no tattoo, nothing, with just a black man, you know, semi not good looking, they would assume he was a killer. But here they're questioning Ted Bundy. It's just, anyways. It says, um, give me 1 second. This is a different article called, Did Ted Bundy ever confess to his murders? The truth is terrible. And, here he goes. It goes, although Bundy refused to admit to killing dozens of women across the country, he didn't shy away from talking about murder. In the late 1980s, the FBI was compiling data on murderers in an attempt to identify patterns of future killers, how they developed their skills, and how they evaded direction. Part of this research included interview killers that included Bundy. So pretty much, if you don't know what Bundy did, he killed several women, and you know he killed several women. And it goes, even Iowa State researchers think but Ted Bundy killed 100 women. But what does Ted Bundy have to do with the Lord, right? I know that's a question. What does a Ted Bundy have to do with the Bible? What does it have to do with the Bible? And pretty much, people like to talk about people don't like to talk about this, but it's something that's very, very true, and that it needs to be talked about. And that's the fact that how in order to die in such a gruesome way, they must have not been innocent, right? So let me read it. It goes, this is Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, and where were the righteous cut off? So, the Lord is asking you, when have you ever seen, someone doing righteous things, truly righteous things, and being innocent? When have they ever died? That's what the Lord is asking you. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So if you're here doing wicked wicked stuff, that in return the Lord will give you wickedness. Whether it be the form of a death angel, maybe if the Lord wants you dead, the Lord can get you dead. The Lord is a terrifying individual. Okay. The Lord is to be feared, man. Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So it's the very scary thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Let me get that. This is Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And the Lord is a very austere man, and austere means strict. Austere is very demanding. The meaning, character traits. Sergeants are austere. Because you can't fuck up. Just like here, the Lord doesn't want us to mess up. And there's several examples. Just search up stabbings or killings or shootings. Gang members are not innocent. And you're gonna reap what you sow. If you're out there, doing bad things will happen to you. If you're out there doing iniquity and wickedness, then you will reap that. And just Lord willing, was edifying. Lord willing, you guys could grasp what I was trying to do here. I was trying to connect, the Ted Bundy killings, and obviously, of course, because Ted Bundy killed, he was eventually killed, so he reaped what he sowed. So it just proves that everything that the Lord does not contradict himself. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.